Neil Smith, your host-tastic with the most-tastic here for the Dandy Funhouse. And I bet you can't guess what this episode's all about. That's right, Halloween 2021. And I'm gonna come into the Spirit Store here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where we're located, and we're gonna check out what's new for this year. Kind of all clandestine like.
Where am I?
You just entered the Dandy Funhouse.
As soon as we enter, we are greeted by a life-size animatronic Beetlejuice, an oldie but a goodie, and right next to him, it's a life-size animatronic creepy clown wielding a giant hammer. We made our way past the obligatory Pennywise mask and came across an entire section dedicated to DJ Marshmallow, apparently just going by Marshmallow these days. What a cool surprise! Treat bags, bodysuits, and of course the Marshmallow head. They even had a green Dias de los Muertos version of the Marshmallow head. And speaking of Dias de los Muertos, there was a dedicated section just for that as well, including facial appliques and beautiful female and male masks. Fortnite gets a lot of love this year as well, along with their own dedicated section. Bananas, burgers, bulldogs, and weapons. Oh my! And weapons? Yep, we've got weapons. A medieval mace with a spiked skull for the business end? You got it. A knife with brass knuckles for the handle that actually looks real and might get you in lots of unintended trouble? Booyah! Baseball bats wrapped in barbed wire? Time for some melon ball. A ketchup-splattered circular saw blade club? Better keep the Tylenol handy. Inflatable costumes are still in style this year too. Want to be a wacky, waveable, inflatable, arm-waving tube man? Ride a bull? Ride an ostrich? Ride a dragon? Or go for the gusto and just run around as a giant inflatable chicken? Girl, I got you. I couldn't resist trying on a full banana headpiece. After all, I'm a banana, I'm a banana, I'm a banana. Stop! Look at me! Meanwhile, my 12-year-old son Evan is running around the store completely unsupervised and bringing me the most disturbing items he can find, like these two severed heads sewn together back to back, a baby's decapitated noggin on the end of a stick, and a bit later I turned down an aisle to find him cradling a very bluish infant with vampire teeth. I think I'll sleep with one eye open tonight. I did notice that the devil was relegated to just an end cap this year, which was nice to see. Moving along, I come to the t-shirt collection with lots of new designs in the vein of classic children's books, such as Let's Sacrifice Toby, Easy Bake Coven, Let's Summon Demons, and of course my favorite, My First Knife Fight. Scooby-Doo and the whole mystery gang gets mad respect this year with some well-deserved updated costume designs. Zikes! Rick and Morty fans won't be disappointed either. Spirit Store's got you covered. You thought steampunk was just a passing fad? Think again. Steamy punkers have a lot to be excited about this year with jackets, hats, glasses, and doodads galore. The dark side of the bayou gets a special nod this year with an end cap full of dark magic outfits and accessories straight from the swamplands. And of course, there's a costume section paying homage to the various trades that keep our lives humming along, such as mechanical, plumbing, farming, and folks that work with their hands. Respect! Right next to that, we come to the wacky hat section. Avocado and beer mug headwear, bamboo hats, cactus, flamingos, and a whole lot more. And what pleasantly struck me was that for the more normal types of headwear, the prices didn't seem all jacked up for the holiday. There were actually a few hats I might be interested in picking up myself once the clearance sale hits. a whole head latex mask of Iron Maiden's mascot Eddie from the Peace of Mind era wearing a military helmet? The Trooper, baby! Did I try it on? Oh, you better believe I did. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Fans of The Purge will be pleased this year as there's a special area set aside just to make you happy too. Now, as we make our way towards the exit and our impending lunch, I couldn't help but admire a hungry baby gleefully getting his fill of black spiders. I tipped my own hat to the nice lady working the door and bid a fond farewell to our local spirit store.
Okay, so looking through the store, there's a lot of really neat stuff this Halloween, but you know what? There was a whole lot more neat stuff in there that they had just a couple of weeks ago. Like, I was missing a lot of the big displays where things would jump out at you and just the really big theatrical settings and things like that that I'm used to seeing in a spirit store, but it's been a couple of years. But I spoke with one of the associates here and they said they got snatched up. The second they hit out, people are just buying up the Halloween stuff like crazy. So I think that means that Halloween is on this year, and you heard it here at the Dandy Funhouse.
Okay, you might or might not have noticed I wasn't capturing the live sounds inside the spirit store and instead did a studio voiceover along with my own ambient background music in its place. This is because of the in-store music that was being played at the spirit store, and I didn't want to get sued over inadvertent use of copywritten music or having this episode flagged for violations. Running a funhouse is complicated business, folks. But back to the subject at hand. I'm going to have to say that my personal favorite trend of this year is going to have to be steampunk. All the cool hats, glasses, jackets, crazy accessories, and also the retroness of it all. I love that stuff. All right, well, after our family visit to the spirit store and a spider-free lunch, my family and I decided to pop into our favorite local independent theater, Premiere 6 in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to check out the new Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage. And while the Dandy Funhouse isn't necessarily a movie review platform, it's also not a movie review platform. So what the heck? Let's do this thing. All right, first off, I loved the first movie. It's a great storyline, great comedy, the premise that the alien life form would come to Earth and inhabit the body of a guy who's kind of a loser. And it turns out that the alien is also considered a loser on his home planet. But somehow they learn to get along and work together, kind of in a slapstick, chaotic way like the Three Stooges might have done. It's just in a more action movie kind of way to, of course, save all of mankind from complete and utter destruction, as most of these kind of movies go. But I digress. Now to the sequel, Let There Be Carnage. From the get-go, this movie had the promise of having everything going for it. The characters, they're already established, and we love them. We're going to further the story of this symbiotic, literal relationship between reporter Eddie Brock and the brain-eating alien Venom. There's the promise of the world's most amazing special effects, and to top it all off, our villain in this flick is played by none other than the legend himself, Woody Harrelson. How much better can you get than that? Well, somehow the producers of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, managed to snatch mediocrity from the jaws of amazeballs. I didn't hate this movie. I didn't even dislike this movie. It just kind of fell flat for me. The whole thing just felt like revisiting old ground. The inner conflicts between Eddie and the symbiote Venom, Eddie's heartbreak over his ex-girlfriend, who he continues to struggle to stay friends with, Venom battling another bigger and stronger version of his own kind. It was all trodden ground that we saw in the first movie, and unfortunately, the funny parts of the movie, they weren't anywhere near as funny as the first movie. Now, I don't regret seeing the movie. I did enjoy it. I just didn't love it. And I was expecting to love it, and that was the letdown for me. On a scale from 1 to 10 dandies, I'm giving Venom Let There Be Carnage a solid 6.75. And if you'd like to do us a solid over here at the Dandy Funhouse and support the creation of future episodes like this one, please visit the Dandy Funhouse patronage page at, you guessed it, dandyfunhouse.com. Supporters gain access to exclusive bonus features, and super supporters not only gain access to that, but I'll also personally send you stuff in the mail for no other reason than my house is cluttered and Mrs. Dandy wants me to do a purge. And with that, my funhousers, I wish you all an awesome Halloween this year. May it rain candy upon your pumpkin buckets. Stay safe, and we'll see you back here at the Dandy Funhouse again real soon, where everything is always fun and dandy. Wearing my Evil Dead shirt today, Bruce Campbell. Dandy Funhouse is tough business, folks.
Happy Merry Christmas.
Oh, my ring.